Hello there, it's me Samantha from SStwins. I'm trying something a little different today. I'm doing a speed paint and I also have Sprinkles here. She is drawing Sprinkles for now. I'm going to explain some parts of my process while I show you the speed paint of my currently running until April 1st. Draw this in your style on Instagram. So as you can see, well, maybe you guys might not know, this is a picture of me that I took. I take pictures of almost every drawing I do to get the pose down. However, you'll notice this is dramatically different than my drawing style, as you can tell by Sprinkles on the bottom left. And so what I do is I first trace the entire pose to figure out where things go, and then I slowly begin to change parts of the pose so that way they become my style. This is just what works best for me, and I've never shared this publicly with anyone, so hope you guys aren't going to cancel me for it, but it's literally a picture of myself, so I think it's fine. Especially with the hands, it helps me a lot. I'm not going to lie. Hands are still very challenging for me. I can draw them now because, well, here's what I think. I think my poses were so stiff before that this is my way of using a reference and improving my poses so that way I can draw them traditionally. But if it's going to look better like this, I will do that. I don't know. Why am I justifying myself? You guys are watching this video now, you have to deal with it. The biggest, hardest part of this drawing for me was that top arm over the head, because in my style, I really needed it to be differently shaped, and so I ended up changing it. I was playing around with some expressions here just to see what I was feeling. This draw this in your style is of my character Ashley, which some people on here might know, but most of you probably won't. She is an OC Sarah and I have had for years. Gosh, gotta be 10 years by now. So one thing you'll notice I dramatically changed is I really raised up the crotch on those legs because my drawings have a very small upper body and very long legs, so I had to change that. Do my classic X ears. This is before I even realized that that arm was a problem, but I did notice a big problem in that like part between the neck and where the arm goes up. So I did, and I do end up, that gets fixed. So here I am still working on shifting around parts of the body. So sometimes I will actually do multiple roughs, like where I did that tracing part. I'll actually just slowly refine it into my style, and this is me kind of doing that. But I don't really like sketching. I really just go in with the line art and then fix the line art. It makes it a lot less painful for me. That arm is not done, by the way, and the ear has to be changed because it is a tangent. And if you guys, I was talking about this in a live stream, so you guys maybe didn't see that, but a tangent is where two lines in a drawing kind of match up with each other, and they're not like the same thing. So you see the ear is like right on the line with the arm, and it looks like the line's like thicker. It's weird. So tangents, not good. I was still trying to figure out that part between the neck and but then I end up not even having to worry about it. And I'm drawing in roughs of her outfit so that way I can try and figure out how that arm would go, because it's different than the way my arm was, and I'm trying to give her like an armpit. And another part of my style is triangle boobs, so she has those. But I think I end up making them smaller. And so then I was like, I'm gonna stop worrying about that a little bit, and I'm gonna work on the pants and shirt, which I obviously am not wearing in my reference. So my idea was like, obviously if her arms are raised, her shirt will be raised a little bit. And she wears jeans and this tank top. So I was trying to have like a little bit of skin showing. And I didn't draw a belt. I could have, but I didn't. I made them very low-rise pants because slay. I always draw pockets like that. One day I'll probably have to improve. But that day is not today. Here's me noticing the tangent, so I ended up shrinking the ear so that way the tangent wasn't there anymore. You know, I might have been done with that arm, actually. I'm shocked. One of the problems with doing line art at first is all these tiny little lines hiding everywhere. You're like, please, I need to get rid of you. I hope that speed paints will do well for you guys, especially with drawing Sprinkles here. Just because I draw a lot, and I thought it might be fun for you guys to see some of my process for creating art and maybe some merch. I made this swirl because I was getting a little frustrated. Oh, and then I skipped part of the process because I forgot to start filming again after I had dinner. So she's colored now, but the color is basically I just color with the fill bucket, which is why I love Fire Alpaca, because you can color with the fill bucket. But I decided to do here more rendered shading. I've been doing more, well, this will come in my TikTok, or not TikTok, my shorts hacks, but I've been doing more like cell shading, but I'm doing my more rendered shading, which means I kind of blend it out with this awesome brush that I have. It gives it just a nicer faded look, but I do end up going in and darkening all that because I was like, it is not vivid enough. So I just kind of trace over the lines where things would be. Hope you guys can hear my water bottle making noise. This microphone's pretty good. So you just kind of blend, but I noticed that it was kind of disappearing, so I do end up going in and darkening all of it. I'll give you a little spoiler about my hacks video that's coming soon. I just started shading everything in purple. This is not shaded in purple because this is my rendered style, but I started shading everything in purple and using multiply because I saw a TikTok that said don't shade in purple and use multiply. And I was like, wait a minute, I could have been doing that this whole time. So if you guys are watched 6 minutes into this video, you got a sneak peek. I tried some different things on this. Oh, I'm giving her some blush. I tried some different things because I gave her freckles. She doesn't normally have freckles. Because I wanted this to be fun and, like, exciting for people who want to do the Draw This in Your Style. Which, by the way, is still open. And you can enter on my Instagram at SStwins1, which I will also link in the description. Just some weird blendy things here in the boob. And then making some little clothing fabric folds. I still kind of suck at those, so don't look too close. Shading in this part of the belt that I always shade, even though I probably don't have to. Right, I mean, I shouldn't say don't have to. I should say maybe it's not right. Maybe it's not right for me doing that. And then I spent a long time trying to figure out how to do like this sort of ripped looking pants thing, which I've never done before. I was trying out this eraser. So Fire Alpaca got this cool new thing where you can erase with your brush. So that is like life-changing for me. But I was trying to do this like canvas looking thing because I thought maybe that would look good, but it didn't. And then I was like, can I show any skin through there? And I was kind of like, why is this bad? So I ended up getting rid of that. This is like a solid minute out of the 12-minute video is me trying to figure out these pants. And then I was like, I'll draw some little lines so that way it looked a little ripped. And I think that ended up being good. And then I just kind of squiggled it out so that way it looks like different. I don't know. This is definitely not how real pants look, but YOLO. I think somehow, am I going to darken those shadings or is that it? Oh, I realized I forgot shading on the fingers. Hello? What's happening? Why is my mouse just hovering? Well, I was definitely doing some sort of drawing here, but I just don't know what it was. It says I'm using a blue color. Is this real? Maybe I was figuring out things in the settings. I think I was. Actually, what you can't see here is that I was trying to find a fur brush. And that's what I was struggling with. Because I used to have this fur brush that looked great as a hairbrush. And you guys can't see the pop-up where I was looking at all the brushes. But I finally refound it. It was fur number 3 in the Fire Alpaca shop. And I'm using blue here, so that way it stands out, so I can figure out if it's going down the line. And obviously, it's, like, not still, because I'm using fur brush too. Another minute of the video, me trying to find the fur brush. That's another thing I don't do very much, is doing, like, hair texture on the hair. So I thought, what the heck? I'm going to do that for this one, just so it looks a little fancier. Because the alternative is just adding some shinies and some dark spots. Okay, now I have fur brush number 3 on. And now you'll get to see something happen. There's me adding in some lines to the hair, which I literally never do, but I actually think it looked okay this time. Usually I think it makes my drawing look kind of weird. Like, oh, you're trying for realism, you know? But actually, I did do realism over the summer and it turned out really good. And then I added some shinies with that same brush, just because I thought it was fun and added some good texture. It's just different. And then I went in and added some shading still because I felt like it needed it. Whites of the eyes. Never forget those. I was like, should she have eye shinies? And then I went in and added lines to the shirt. Right now I'm trying to add the fur texture to the shirt. I don't know, I was possessed or something. Oh, my secret Darcy drawing. Well, it's not a secret, it's on Instagram. But I've been loving adding just these little like up and down lines to clothing and fur lately. It makes me really happy. Fur, because I do draw animals. Now she's getting there. But I had to draw the most important part of the drawing, which is her gold heart locket. If you know, you know. It has secrets inside. But my whole concept for this piece was her to be in this like different sort of atmospheric pose. So that way I could draw the gold heart locket like dangling somewhere. You wish you could see the other poses that I was considering, because some of them were crazy. But the original purpose of this pose was to have it dangling from her upper hand. But then I was like, what if it was lower instead? And I think that was better. Just going in, coloring by hand, all these little gold heart locket pieces. And then adding some definition to it. The way I color gold is I just add a darker color, and then I add a lighter color in like little streaks, and I'm like, ta-da! Now we're almost done. Now we get to do the background, which I just decided to do this black and gold little fuzzy looking thing. Just like some of that gold texture in there. And this is my favorite brush again. Maybe I'll have to link it in the description because you guys gotta use this brush. It's like fire. And then I muted that out a little bit, and then I decided to do lighting because I've been obsessed with lighting stuff lately, and just have this black streak across half of her face. And I was trying a few different things, but drawing is pretty much done. If you like the way it looks, or even if you just want to support me, I did like highlight some parts, which I really love doing with lighting. But you should check out SStwins 1 on Instagram. It's pinned where you can enter the Draw This in Your Style, and you could win a prize, which is my art. I really think this piece turned out gorgeous, and I had so much fun making it. And then I just was adding like a slightly less saturated dark thing. I don't know. Usually I would use like a Gaussian blur, but I didn't. And there's the finished piece. Thank you guys so much for checking this out. I'll see you next time.